decades, Vince McMahon stood as the undisputed king of professional wrestling, the visionary architect behind what would become a global entertainment empire. His creation, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, transcended the traditional boundaries of regional wrestling promotions and catapulted into a worldwide phenomenon, making McMahon a household name. His legacy was one of monumental triumph, from scripting legendary storylines to building a billion-dollar brand. However, in 2022, McMahon's reign came to a staggering halt. What had once been an empire built on charisma, drama, and innovation quickly began to crumble under the weight of scandals, misconduct allegations, and hush money payments. The man who had scripted countless storylines for the world of wrestling found himself the subject of an all-too-real drama, one that led him from the boardroom to the shadows of scandal. The fall begins, a lawsuit that shattered his legacy. In early 2024, the wrestling world was rocked by a federal lawsuit filed by Janelle Grant, a former WWE employee. Her legal action didn't just target McMahon, but also John Laurinaitis, a former WWE executive. Together, they were accused of horrendous misconduct that set the stage for McMahon's ultimate downfall. While McMahon had already stepped back temporarily as COO in 2022 due to previous allegations of paying hush money to women with whom he allegedly had affairs, this lawsuit signified a new chapter in the unfolding drama. As news of Grant's lawsuit spread across the media, WWE's president, Nick Khan, sent an email to employees informing them of McMahon's resignation. McMahon, once the ironclad ruler of WWE, would no longer hold a role within TK Group Holdings or WWE. In the aftermath, McMahon vehemently denied the allegations in a statement, asserting, "I stand by my prior statement that Ms. Grant's lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and is a vindictive distortion of the truth." Yet, despite his defiant words, McMahon stepped down, citing respect for the WWE universe and company stakeholders as his reason for resigning. A history of controversy. The hush money payments. Vince McMahon was no stranger to controversy. In fact, one could argue that he thrived in it. His visionary leadership transformed professional wrestling into a massive global force. But it was his darker dealings that began to surface with troubling frequency. In June 2022, the industry was stunned by the revelation of McMahon's hush money payment of $3 million to a former WWE employee, a payment made to silence allegations of sexual misconduct. This discovery prompted WWE's board of directors to launch an internal investigation, uncovering more than $12 million in payments made to 4 women, 2 of whom accused McMahon of misconduct. The investigation into McMahon's actions forced him to temporarily step down as CEO in July 2022. But, true to form, McMahon returned to the top in 2023, determined to resume his leadership. However, his return was short-lived. In 2024, the storm cloud of scandal thickened with the filing of Janelle Grant's lawsuit, which accused McMahon of assaulting and exploiting her. Grant sought to have a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, voided under the Speak Out Act, a law designed to protect victims of misconduct by rendering such agreements unenforceable. Grant's shocking allegations. The dark side of McMahon's empire. The allegations made by Janelle Grant were both shocking and detailed, painting a chilling portrait of McMahon's behavior behind the scenes. In her lawsuit, she claimed that McMahon and Laurinaitis had recruited various individuals, including herself, for sex. one of the most disturbing allegations revolved around an encounter in May 2020, where McMahon allegedly defecated upon Grant during their encounter. The lawsuit also claimed that McMahon shared explicit media with none other than former UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar in an effort to secure him for a new WWE contract. The fallout from the lawsuit reverberated throughout WWE, implicating other key figures within the organization. In a shocking revelation, Grant's attorney disclosed the identities of several unnamed corporate officers referenced in the lawsuit, including WWE President Nick Khan and COO Brad Blue. With the legal drama intensifying, McMahon's legal team filed a motion to compel arbitration, hoping to settle the case out of the public eye. However, Grant's attorneys fought back, accusing McMahon of using legal tactics to intimidate and silence her. Echoes of the past, Ashley Monroe's allegations. While Grant's accusations were fresh, they were not entirely new. The allegations made by Janelle Grant echoed similar claims raised as far back as the early 2000s, with former WWE diva Ashley Monroe being one of the earliest whistleblowers. Monroe's journey to WWE began when she emerged victorious in the Raw Diva Search, a platform that catapulted her into the spotlight and secured her a contract with the company. Despite her early success, Monroe's experience within WWE would soon turn dark. Monroe recalled her interactions with McMahon, noting how his behavior towards the female wrestlers, including herself, was often flirtatious and unsettling. However, things took a turn after Monroe graced the cover of Playboy magazine in 2007. McMahon, who had previously seemed indifferent to her, suddenly began granting her special privileges, such as flying on the company jet and staying in the same hotels as the executives. At first, these perks seemed like a stroke of luck, but they came with an uncomfortable price. On one occasion, during a trip, McMahon allegedly attempted to get Monroe alone in his hotel room late at night, making her feel cornered and trapped. He persistently called her hotel room and cell phone, creating an atmosphere of anxiety. Desperate to escape the situation, Monroe sought advice from then WWE executive producer Kevin Dunn, who recommended that she feign illness and avoid McMahon. Despite her best efforts to keep her distance, Monroe claimed that McMahon's advances had long-lasting consequences on her career. The cost of rejection, career sabotage, and inappropriate behavior. Monroe alleged that after rejecting McMahon's advances, her standing within WWE began to suffer. McMahon reportedly took direct control over her character's storylines, crafting damaging promos that were designed to undermine her reputation and career trajectory. These scripts were not created by the creative department, but instead seemed like personal retaliation for her refusal to comply with McMahon's advances. Monroe brought these scripts to WWE's head of creative, Michael Hayes, who was shocked by their content and quickly realized that McMahon had taken personal control over Monroe's career. Despite her efforts to navigate the toxic environment, Monroe endured ongoing harassment from McMahon, including vulgar comments and inappropriate behavior whenever they crossed paths. Her attempts to stand firm and assert her professionalism were continually met with resistance, as though her career was systematically dismantled by McMahon's vendetta. By 2008, Monroe's WWE tenure came to a sudden and unexplained end. While WWE offered no official reason for her departure, the circumstances surrounding her exit made it clear that her career had been derailed by McMahon's toxic behavior. Vince McMahon, a genius or villain? Despite the overwhelming allegations against him, Vince McMahon's genius in transforming professional wrestling into a global juggernaut cannot be denied. Under his guidance, WWE became more than just a wrestling promotion. It became a cultural force that captures the imagination of millions. WrestleMania, the grand spectacle that McMahon created, became a global event that transcended the boundaries of sports and entertainment. However, McMahon's success came at a steep cost. His hunger for power and control led to widespread steroid use among wrestlers, including high-profile names like Hulk Hogan. The pursuit of superhuman physiques led to an unspoken culture of performance-enhancing drug use within WWE, which eventually came under the scrutiny of federal investigators. Dr. George Zahoyan, a ringside physician for WWE, became a key figure in the steroid scandal. His conviction for drug trafficking in 1991 brought the use of anabolic steroids to the forefront of a major investigation into WWE's practices. In 1993, McMahon himself was indicted on charges related to the distribution of steroids. The prosecution's case painted McMahon as a key figure in the steroid distribution network, though McMahon denied all allegations. The trial saw testimony from high-profile wrestlers, including Hulk Hogan, who admitted to using steroids but denied McMahon's involvement. Ultimately, McMahon was acquitted, but the scandal left an indelible mark on his legacy. McMahon's unraveling empire. Vince McMahon's story is one of remarkable success and equally remarkable scandal. From revolutionizing professional wrestling to facing the legal and moral consequences of his actions, McMahon's empire has come crashing down in a series of shocking revelations. Whether seen as a genius or a villain, his legacy will forever be tainted by the allegations and scandals that have followed him from the ring to the courtroom. As WWE moves forward under new leadership, McMahon's time at the top will serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most powerful figures can fall, and their once unassailable narratives can be rewritten.